Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes and dingers again. Listeners, back again with another episode. You already know we talked about it a little bit. We got a trade. We'll break into that today. We're going to talk about trades around the league, scores. We're going to preview the Atlanta series, cover some news, and just chit chat about what my further expectations are from the trade deadline. Now that we've already swung our first move in in the trade deadline race. So let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about our sponsor, SeatGeek. If you use the code Miller Park Minute at SeatGeek, you save $20 off your first order of tickets for concerts, games, anything you want. All right, and this show is on daily. 5:30 a.m. is our upload time, so if this is your first time seeing it, 5:30 a.m. every day you get a new episode, more content. We're on Twitter now, TikTok, Reels, you name it. We are putting content everywhere. We'll be following the trade deadline. Check my pages to see the latest content and the latest thoughts I have on the Brewers, the hot takes. If I listen to a podcast, typically I'll do a hot take. These are going to be things you're going to see more to come yet this season. We are getting into the heat of this season, the heart of the season, and I want you to follow along, and you can do it on all your favorite podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, just to name a few. If you want to support the show, you go over onto Patreon, patreon.com/MillerParkMinute. You can leave us a little support down there and sign up for our new newsletter. Also, you can join down below on YouTube. You get similar benefits to the Patreon. So let's break into first things first, a trade. Yes. The Brewers swung a trade for Carlos Santana. We sent Johnny Severino for the 37-year-old Santana. He was a international signing. Johnny Severino was. So we basically swapped a player that wasn't too much on the radar to the Pirates for this, which is awesome. Low risk, high reward. Santana is posted 750 OPS every year since hitting 34 homers and a 911 OPS for Cleveland in 2019. He's a former All-Star, a Silver Slugger, who will improve the Brewers' already elite defense. He had some pop to the lineup. He was slashing 235, 321, 412 with 12 homers and 53 RBIs in 94 games, including a booming walk-off against Matt Bush and the Brewers June 30th. Followed by that epic dance at home plate. So this guy is going to be great. I've seen a lot of hate and a lot of negative on this trade already, and it just I don't know if you know this. If you're listening to this right now and you don't know, the 300 hitters are rare in this game nowadays. Not everybody's a 300 hitter. I've actually talked about this before, but there are so few 300 hitters. I think there's maybe 10 guys above 290. So it's not like there's 500 hitters out there that all hit better than this. So, and he's equally good against left-handed pitchers. So I think that goes without saying. That's good. Matt Arnold said, I've received word from the guys already. They're pumped. We've got a lot of guys that are excited. That's great. Carlos did some damages against us earlier this year in Pittsburgh. We noticed that. So a lot of guys on our staff are certainly thrilled to have him. Besides his terrific clubhouse reputation, the Brewers should benefit from Santana's experience. He's played in 5 postseasons, including 2017 World Series. Plus his defense and his bat at first. With Rowdy Tellez fighting through injuries and slumped this season, now on the injury list until the second half of August while recovering from a freak injury, utility Owen Miller has played most of the innings at first. the sideline Rowdy Tellez. So it goes without saying that Santana is going to slot in just where we need him to. Of course, I think this leaves the question, well, are we done here? I don't want to say that we are, but I mean, it could be one of those things where it's one and done type of move. This tends to happen. It's how they put these things together. I'm not going to be mad if they don't make another move, but at the same time, they made a move who will significantly improve our offense. A guy that plays the position of first base. That's important. Could we have got somebody else? Maybe somebody with a little more talent? Sure, but this is the best move that he could available. Low risk, high reward, in my opinion. I think when we look at it, yes, we could use some more infield help and another reliever. Maybe an outfielder / just depends. We've got some guys that are kind of on that bubble. You look at your Winkers. Yes, everybody wants him DFA'd. You got Tyrone Taylor, who never should have made the roster and never should have had a position, but players got injured, and it's just how he is. And he was injured too. Hopefully this ends the rumors of Keston coming back. I would really like to see another batter to guarantee that Keston doesn't come back. Personally, I'm not a Keston guy. I know there's a lot of Keston homers on my page, and someone's probably going to yell at me, but I hope this just stops that. Keston doesn't need to come back. Keston's only good in the minor leagues, and we couldn't even get rid of him on a DFA. Nobody picked him up. So that being said, I hope there's more moves to come. I really do. Maybe a reliever. I love Verlander. I would love Verlander. I know that I'm pipe dreaming and he's paid way too much money, but still thought. So tomorrow we start our series with the Braves. Just in time, we made a trade. He's going to be here in time for the Braves series. Hauser versus Chirinos. On Friday night, we've got Tehran versus Elder. And Ray versus to be determined. TBD getting all the starts, baby. TBD's got no record though this year. So I'm more jacked. So here's why I'm more jacked and why I've done more content lately and why I'm so on this team. You've got the Carlos Santana deal. You've got the fact that we put the nail in the coffin with the Reds. I know we had already put the nail in the coffin with the Reds, but we beat them again, which is huge. Just that consistency against a division opponent to hold them back and to hold them out of first place and hold them from taking over our spot. Awesome. Then we brought Sal Frelick up. We've got the injured Brandon Woodruff, who pitched again tonight in Appleton. He's coming back. Just lots of good across the board. And I'm really ready for this thing to jump off, and I think it already is starting to jump off. So big positives here across the board. Now you go over to some of the news sources. Our friends at Brew Fanatic got an update here. Is Carlos Santana enough to move the needle? I'm not going to spoil it. We didn't give up too much for this trade, but he's going to make a difference. We'll see how he plays and how he fits in the lineup to see how much of a difference he actually makes. But that's over by Jason Wang. Go ahead and check out his article there. Of course, there's an article by Matthew Trueblood on the trade itself. Basically, just giving the stats of the trade. They've got a trade deadline tracker up right now over at Brew Fanatics. So if you want to check that out and follow the latest news, Tyler of Wisco Fanatics actually broke this to me and broke this on all the pages. So it's kind of cool to see one of my friends, one of my guys, putting up some good info. So that's the only thing that I've seen the Brewers attached to. If we go back to trades, looks like the Marlins acquired David Robertson. closer of the New York Mets. Mets are selling some pieces off. Paul DeYoung is out there getting some interest. Michael Lorenzen, double. You guys remember Michael Lorenzen from the Reds? Pitcher / he can play the outfield and bat. He was a reliever in the beginning. Looks like the Shohei is not going to be moving. The Angels have now stepped into the trade deadline and started to make some move. Looks like Rich Hill is receiving some trade interest as well. Padres listen to offers on Soto. Yeah, I know we don't have enough for Soto, but it would be kind of interesting to see him get added and see how good he could be. Nolan Arenado has been discussed with the Dodgers and the Angels. Pardon me. Faux pas. And of course, our move. It's really interesting to see what other kind of things Jordan Hicks is being discussed out there. There's a lot of names just out on the board. If you read Twitter, there's a new thing every day. Giants potentially drawing interest from their trades. Blake Snell and Josh Hader still looking like they might draw some trade. Tim Anderson is another guy. He could be something we could pick up. That would be a kind of a reclamation project if you want Tim Anderson. He's been an amazing hitter for the last couple of years, and this year he's just kind of stunk. Brian Terapa of the Cardinals. Eduardo Rodriguez drawing some interest. Started for the Tigers. The Brewers are interested in middle infielders. They've said as much as Tim Anderson. Basically, the article points out that they've already have a slew of infielders, but they want to shore up and get better infielders. So. Cease is out there. Lynn is still available. So these are all guys that we could acquire. I don't guarantee. We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know at this juncture, guys. But let's talk about some baseball today. What happened live? So Shohei Ohtani pitched the first game of a doubleheader. Did not have any hits as a hitter, but he did throw a one-hit shutout against the Tigers. What did he do in game number 2? Well, let's tell you. He went in and he hit 2 home runs. No other players like this guy. Ohtani is just one of a kind, really, when it comes down to it. And it's really a thing to see. I listened to one of said games live. The one they pitched. So 2 games. Angels came out on top. They're back in this thing. They're back fighting it. So first game was a 6-0 victory, and the second game was 11-4. The Mets won out over the Nats today. The Cubs again stomped on the Cardinals. Cubs are on a 5-game winning streak, so maybe 6. Guardians 6-3 over the White Sox. So, guys, this has been the day. This is where we're at. Things are getting exciting. The vibe is in the air. It's time. Make it or break it. Play hard. And the Brewers just made a move. Carlos Santana. I like it. I like where we're going, guys. All right. Got the Braves tomorrow night. I am out for today. This is another short one. I appreciate you guys for listening to the podcast. Remember to like and share with your friends. Be cool. Share the show. We'll catch you in the next episode over the weekend here. And if I got any other trade rumors, trade updates, we'll be getting out short videos on the other platforms. Thank you, as always, guys, for watching, and go Brewers. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.